Well, that's a coach's opinion, and I think most coaches would feel the same, particularly in this environment of such beautiful natural beauty. But this is a man who's got his game face on now. Larry Johnson's happy to be back, and I think he wants to make a big statement here tonight.
In his absence, I'd say John Wallace made the most of it, John, shooting 62% from the floor, getting a fair amount of rebounds and assists, and Wallace back to his role coming off the bench here tonight in Phoenix, where again the Knicks have never won in 4 tries, lost the last 2 tries at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum. So LJ with a little Charlie Ward hug to get this thing off on an emotional start. Patrick Ewing will jump up against John Hot Rod Williams, and it seems as though every member of the Phoenix Suns has had some sort of nagging injury to talk about, and John Hot Rod Williams is no different. Last year, he says, most days he couldn't even get out of bed. He had leg problems, shoulder problems, wrist problems. He was in a car accident. Now he's starting to finally feel healthy again. Bruce Alexander, Joe Crawford, George Tolliver, the 3 officials who will work tonight's game at America West Arena. Chris Childs is guarded by Kevin Johnson. Loren Meyer jumps out on the switch. The Knicks go to Ewing.
It seems this season that the way the Knicks start the game in many cases determines how they play throughout. So you can see initially the Knicks passing the ball well, and that's an important sign that they share the basketball.
May not look like it on the screen, John, but after the introductions, the lights are not up to full intensity yet. And that can distract the shooters who warmed up with the lights at full intensity. Larry Johnson makes his impact known early in this game. The first points of it, and the Knicks are in front.
Tough move by Johnson. Really took up space under the basket.
Wesley Person jumps out from the screen, and he can hit from out there. Last year, the 7th best three-point shooter in the NBA. Wesley Person gives the Suns the 3-2 lead.
That's a great matchup with Person and Allan Houston, both the same size, the same style game.
Knicks go to Ewing again. He's guarded by John Hot Rod Williams. Ewing's 0 for 2. Remember in his days with Cleveland, John Williams and Brad Daugherty, they would give the Knicks front line a very tough time. Defensively, Hot Rod Williams can be very difficult. They point to the 13-game streak, the losses that started the season. As Allan Houston gets going on his first shot attempt, they talk about John Hot Rod Williams missing for 12 of those 13 losses and pointing to his absence as a big reason why they started that way.
Yes, he stabilizes their defense inside the foul line.
Wesley Person gets free, or actually Cedric Ceballos, excuse me. It's a rebound for Oakley. Ceballos wears number 1. And here's Larry Johnson guarded by number 1. Larry Johnson.
Well, you can see the Knicks going to him early. And physically, he's superior to Ceballos, and I don't think he's playing with any fear at his end of the court. However, at this end, Ceballos is also super tough.
Very creative, very quick. He misses on the turnaround, intimidated perhaps by Ewing's presence. Houston sets it up for a 3. Air ball. And Oakley saves it on the baseline. He threw it off the body of Wesley Person. Everyone in the arena thinks the ball's going in the other way. He never gave up on it and creates the turnover.
Well, you hang out with Charles Oakley enough, and this is how you can play sometimes. Nice heads-up play by Larry Johnson.
Now, this is a very quick substitution. You hope Larry Johnson hasn't done something to the hamstring, or whether Jeff Van Gundy just wanted to give him a few minutes, get him back into the flow. He said he was going to bring him back as a starter, not off the bench.
As he walked off the floor, Al, I thought he was putting his hand up to his mouth.
I just saw Larry say to Mike Saunders, the trainer, "It's all right." So we shall see. Plays less than 3 minutes. Childs. Oakley is open. Hot Rod Williams beaten to the ball by John Wallace. Wallace sees an opening. Oakley can't save it. Didn't expect the pass. And Chris Childs is talking to John Wallace for a moment. Meanwhile, Larry Johnson doesn't seem comfortable, does he, John?
No, he doesn't. He's uncomfortable.
Foul to number 1.
Childs is called for the foul. Boy, Larry Johnson really played that 2.5 minutes with impact. And he's talking with Mike Saunders now. With Jeff Van Gundy, who's right in front of our broadcasting position here. He enjoyed what the Knicks gave him on defense there. Wallace up high for the loose ball, and now Chris Childs. Oakley for Ewing, who hit the underside of the rim. What a pass by Oakley. Maybe it was too quick for Ewing. He got the ball. He was very deep under the basket. Loren Meyer tangled up by Oakley. Grabbed by Williams. He finger rolls it in. John Williams makes it 7-5 Knicks. Johnson with 4, Houston with 3, and those two accounting for all the Knicks scoring. Wallace got shoved by Ceballos, and he will be called for the foul.
Number 1, Cedric Ceballos.
Of Ceballos, Paul Silas, the assistant now with Phoenix, said he's one of the best offensive players you'd ever hope to see. At the other end, you just hope for the best.
Well, John Wallace powering his way in for a good shot. Ceballos banged him, no foul.
John, I still don't think the lights are up full tilt here.
I agree, Al. I agree.
I mean, the cameras do a great job of making it look like it should. Ceballos rolls it in. Ewing got caught flat-footed, and he ties the game at 7.
Knicks are certainly hoping they can wear out the Suns inside with the strength of Ewing.
3-second violation on the Knicks. Charles Oakley was in the lane too long. And now Larry Johnson, after being unable to find comfort in a sitting position, has taken that position on the floor. Is he stretching out his hamstring, or is he keeping his back straight up? He played about 2.5 minutes after returning to start. Loren Meyer comes up short, grabbed by Allan Houston. They allow Houston on the touch to get into the backcourt.
Well, you can see Childs always calling for that basketball from the Knicks.
Ewing up strong. He is stopped by John Williams again. Ewing is 0 for 4, and John Hot Rod Williams has been right with him.
Now, Ewing hasn't pitched the ball back out to his teammates, so it's going to be tougher for him as that defense converges on him if he doesn't loosen himself up by giving it back to his teammates a little bit. Remember, when you're having good times with good friends, to drink responsibly, because friends know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Budweiser.
The last 8 Knick possessions, 6 misses, 2 turnovers. Meanwhile, Larry Johnson started the game so briskly, so sharp, got 2 quick baskets, then pulled himself with about 9.5 to go in the first quarter. Mike Saunders, Knick trainer, told us between the break, Larry wasn't sure how it felt, but that he'll return to the game. Big move by Cedric Ceballos, and you see what a dilemma he is defensively.
What a terrific move by Ceballos. He went through a defensive line here. Meyer gives the ball to him. He's got a lot of people to beat. 4 Knicks around him, and he does with the left hand. He's a right-handed shooter. It just shows you how versatile he is.
Remember last year when he left the Los Angeles Lakers and went boating for 4 days, angering everybody. He said as he came here to Phoenix that obviously was the wrong thing to do, but he heard the boat show was in town, trying to be funny. But I guess the amount of time he needs the ball just doesn't work with Shaquille O'Neal on the same team. Ceballos gets the pass, spins on Oakley, who slaps the ball away. Fabulous that Charles Oakley had the timing to stay with him and knock it away.
Regarding that trade, Al, Robert Horry, however, will do well with the Lakers, playing with the big man, Shaquille, as he did with Houston. Nice play by Charles Oakley in that strip.
Nick foul on the Wesley person shot. And you get the sensation that the Knicks have to find themselves a bit with the 2 days off. Don Chaney talked about it. So used to playing game off, game off, game off. And when you get that extra day. So Larry Johnson getting set to re-enter the game, and he does. On the bench for about 3 minutes. John Wallace leaves. Wallace grabbed a couple of rebounds in his 3 minutes, and Larry Johnson still stretching.
Thank you. Unreleased, guys.
Keeping everything loose. It's tough to play when you're thinking about some part of your body not being right.
Person, an 82% foul shooter, misses the second. He's the only member of the Suns to play in all 38, now 39 games this season.
Houston goes for Larry Johnson. He's guarded by Loren Meyer. At 6'10", he's taller. Johnson spins. Oakley grabs the rebound. He goes up strong. It comes to Kevin Johnson. Johnson tried the crossover, now the no-look, and Ceballos didn't see it. Who's got the loose ball? It's John Williams, and they're going to jump it up.
A lot of hustle here by both teams going for this loose basketball. Kevin Johnson tries to do a little too much with this move, and a poor handoff by him results in that ball on the floor. John Williams trying to call a timeout, but it didn't work. Nevertheless, in the jump ball, the Suns control the tip.
John Williams has 4 inches on Larry Johnson. Wesley Person for Williams. Now Kevin Johnson, who says he's going to retire at the end of the season, but is playing like an all-star. What a feed from Williams for Ceballos. Makes it look easy.
Quickness got him into great position, and Kevin Johnson knows how to find open men.
A 20-second timeout, and the fans here at the America West Arena start to make some noise. If you're talking about the Phoenix Suns and you look at their injuries, you almost can't believe it.
Kevin Johnson getting that pick, drawing 2-man attention, gives the ball up, and then inside is Ceballos. He got great position at the right moment and got the pass. Nice look by Williams.
It's been about injuries, and it's been about change. Mark Bryant, Danny Manning, Tony Dumas, Jason Kidd, all out with injuries. With Ceballos coming over from the Lakers, returning to the franchise that drafted him. These are the only players remaining from last season's rosters for both the Knicks and the Suns. So both franchises have been teams of change, haven't they?
Yes, 7 new faces on both teams this year.
Phoenix Suns enjoying a 10-0 run, and the Knicks have not scored a point in the last 4.5 minutes. Patrick Ewing hasn't hit a shot. Only 2 Knicks have scored points. Finally, Patrick Ewing finds a way to get rid of John Williams.
Well, with no double teaming, Patrick Ewing knows he can score on John Williams with that particular move, that fall-away jumper.
They're looking to post up Wesley Person. And Houston's not letting that happen, so Kevin Johnson challenges Patrick Ewing and is rejected. Fans want a goaltend, but it looked as though the ball was on the rise. Ewing goes for 2 in a row. Patrick Ewing finding the range, and the Knicks end the drought in solid fashion. It's a 2-point deficit with 4:27 to go in the opening quarter. Knicks went 4:44 without a point. Johnson goes right at Oakley and draws the foul. And this is a lot of what you'll see from the Phoenix Suns. You'll see a lot of Kevin Johnson challenging the lane, driving the basket at times. And I think this is before Ceballos got here. He felt like he had to do it all by himself. And so he does. And he's had great results trying to do it by himself lately. Now Ceballos gives him a big-time target.
Well, 2 years ago, Kevin Johnson said he would retire at the end of this season. And despite his terrific play, he's 8th in the NBA in assists right now and scoring. Well, he's leading the team in scoring, having played in 7 of their 39 games. He's still sticking to it. That's the story. He will retire. And Jason Kidd is in the picture, of course. He will be back soon after the All-Star game, according to Danny Ainge. There's Jason Kidd.
I saw Kidd working out in the Phoenix Suns practice facility, which is inside here at America West. He looked fine, so he could be close, although they say after the All-Star break.
Jason Kidd had a hairline fracture of his right collarbone. That's what kept him out.
Allan Houston, he's now 2 of 4. The final thing on Kidd is that he's gotten a lot of votes for the All-Star game, but says he won't go. Person rejected. It's the underside of the backboard. He said he won't go, and the steal by Ceballos. Goes for a 3. Well, that could have really hurt. Now Ceballos again. Intercepted by Ewing. Kevin Johnson. And deflected out of bounds. Wild sequence.
Suns had a tough game in Utah the other night. Took them to the wire. Almost won it. But they've had a day off, and they're playing with tremendous energy themselves.
Jeff Van Gundy yells out something for Charles Oakley. It's person on the baseline. Anyway, Jason Kidd says he won't play in the All-Star game unless he can return to the Suns lineup before it. Charlie Ward goes way up for the rebound. 3.5 to go in the opening quarter. Ward all the way, spinning for Ewing, who's forgotten about. And Patrick Ewing has hit 3 in a row. He's got it going now with 6 points, and he leads the Knicks in scoring. You hear Danny Ainge yelling out 4 down. And with all these new players, he's probably got to yell out the plays a few times so that they remember what it is they've got to run.
Well, 4 is Loren Meyer. He's the power forward. He got position but couldn't get the basketball.
John Williams right past Patrick Ewing. He got the head of steam going, and the Suns lead at 17-15.
Williams has mobility, and he just showed Patrick Ewing that he hasn't lost the step.
Now Larry Johnson. Suns double team him. Kevin Johnson still quick enough to pull it off. What a foul. It's called on Wesley Person with 2:37 to go. The Phoenix Suns lead the Knicks 17-15. Back on MSG in a moment. It was January 5th, and the Suns were in Boston. And it set the stage for one of the more disrespectful moments of the year. Danny Ainge and Robert Horry disagreeing. Horry not liking the way he was being used, and after an angry exchange of words, Horry threw the towel in the face of Danny Ainge. Afterwards, Horry said he had a conversation with Ainge, and Ainge said it was probably his fault. Ainge said, "I never said it was almost my fault." But as the coach tried to downplay the incident, Jerry Colangelo said, "We're not going to let the inmates run the asylum." They suspended Horry for the maximum 2 games, and then they traded him to the Los Angeles Lakers.
I was talking to Paul Silas before the game as Charles Oakley misses that jumper. He said that Horry just could not accept Ainge as a coach. He just felt more he was a player and not a coach, and they just couldn't relate. Or I should say, Horry couldn't relate to Danny Ainge, which we just saw evidence of.
Wesley Person dribbles away from Allen Houston. Now off the switching, Loren Meyer's got it. And it will be Nick Ball. And now we're going to see the Knicks attempt to expose one of the Suns' weaknesses, and that is a very thin bench. Buck Williams and John Starks enter the game as we move under 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Home team leads at 17-15. Ward for Starks for 3. He continues to perform like the 6th man of the year.
That took a long time, didn't it?
Wow, what warm-up. So the Knicks are in front. 95 seconds to go in the quarter. Kevin Johnson is hit by Oakley, but fouled originally by Charlie Ward. You wonder, that could have almost been 2 fouls, couldn't it, John? When you fouled and then you continue to drive and then you get hit again.
Yes, the second contact came just about as the whistle was blowing, so it's a tough one. But I think what Charles Oakley and the Knicks want to do with the opposition is show them that when they get around the basket, it's not going to be easy. And the Knicks under Jeff Van Gundy also want to develop, as Jeff has been saying recently, a much better road mentality. The Knicks cannot be soft on the road or complacent. They've got to drive hard when they're away from home. That applies to any level of basketball. When you're on the road, you've got to work that much harder.
He said he wanted the team to be meaner. Wasn't that the word he used? Charlie Ward draws a crowd. Oakley's forgotten about and drops it in. Slip-looking feed from Charlie Ward, and off the assist, Charles Oakley just loves to bang a body.
Boy, that looked like a 3-point play potential if there ever was one. There was a lot of contact on that shot by Charles.
John Williams for Loren Meyer. He gets it to fall.
Williams has shown his ability to pass to open teammates rather nicely.
Starks gets an Oakley screen, goes the other way, finds Buck Williams. Buck draws 2 defenders, and is still able to hit the shot. Buck Williams' first points. Knicks get 5 quick points off their bench. We're coming up on 30 seconds to go. Johnson runs into an Oakley help out.
Oh, what a play by Oakley. Stop Johnson and intercepts that pass going inside.
Starts for 2 and he hits it. Joey Crawford was right on the scene, saw the toe on the line, and John Starks gets 5 very quick points. Obviously, the Suns playing for 1. The game clock and the 24-second clock are almost identical. Ceballos for a 3. And Buck Williams grabs the rebound. A very strong finish to that first quarter for the New York Knicks. Charles Oakley's hustle. Starks and Buck Williams off the bench for 8 points. And it's 24-21 New York. America West Arena, the new ballpark that will house the Arizona Diamondbacks, is under construction, and they will have those snazzy looking outfits. Danny Ainge now, in taking over the team from Cotton Fitzsimmons, is trying to deal with all the new players. The Knicks meanwhile have made 8 of their last 9 shots to take the lead by 3. Quick turnover. Kevin Johnson is irate.
Charles Oakley once again with an inspirational defensive effort, being the main cause of that turnover going to the Knicks.
Danny Manning, who has missed 2 games because of a sprained groin, has entered the game for Phoenix. Charles Oakley. Manning couldn't get position for the rebound. Buck Williams beat it to the spot. Charlie Ward through 2 defenders. Well, you really deserve the roll when you do that. John Starks comes up well short, and that ball ends up on the baseline. Suns ball. In the backcourt, and John Starks will have to deal with him too, is Rex Chapman, number 3 for the Phoenix Suns. Chapman was out for some time with a sprained ankle. Returned last game in the loss to the Utah Jazz. Kevin Johnson, what a shot, actually on the way down.
How tough is he? He goes right into Charles Oakley, almost committing the offensive foul, and still is able to make that shot.
Buck Williams, guarded by Manning. Buck, very strong.
What a response by Buck Williams.
9-0, the Knicks bench is outscoring the Suns bench, 26-23. Time remaining in the first half, 10:35. Loose ball, Buck Williams has it.
Knicks are doing a terrific job with loose basketballs on the floor, making them go their way, and that's John Starks.
12-zip, the Knick bench is outscoring. A 3-pointer for Starks makes it 29-23. That's his second 3 since entering the game. Kevin Johnson backs in. Ceballos, he's been quiet for a while. What a shot, but it's called an offensive foul on Cedric Ceballos. We have seen some bank shots in the last minute that have been remarkable.
This is a remarkable shot. I mean, the guy went flying, as did Oakley, once again, drawing the attention defensively. Another fine play by Oakley, doing all kinds of things that don't show up in the box score, but they're so important to the Knicks right now.
Well, for as great as the shot looked, it didn't count on the offensive foul. The Knicks go to Larry Johnson. Johnson the fall away. Saved by Buck Williams.
Boy, is he looking sharp. Buck Williams around the basket.
He and Oakley, boy. Big time hustle points for both of them. Ward finds Buck Williams all alone. 14 points for Buck Williams and John Starks. Knicks making some noise here to create a big lead. 31-23. Manning out for Ceballos. It's a big change in Ceballos' game from when he was in Phoenix. The outside shot, he hits the 3, and it's 31-26. Charlie Ward sees Buck again. Buck Williams with 8 points. John Starks with 8. But a spark they've given the Knicks. And a technical foul has been called.
A technical foul has been assessed to number 1, Cedric Ceballos.
Ceballos called for the technical foul. I thought maybe it would have been Kevin Johnson, who's been letting Joey Crawford hear a lot of lip.
Joey Crawford is not an official to fool around with if you're unhappy. Charles Oakley at the line now.
Ceballos must still be ticked off from the offensive foul that negated his shot a minute ago.
Charles has been making 80% of his foul shots this year, and he clicked on that one.
So a little tension in the mix, and that has definitely been part of Knicks' Suns over the years. Tension, 34-26, under 9 to go in the first half. Illegal defense is called on the Phoenix Suns. Ceballos is talking to Joey Crawford some more. Now entering the game for the Phoenix Suns is Nash. Nash gives the Suns some numbers. Last game, 9 minutes, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. He's a very good passer of the basketball. Rex Chapman from way out, and he was way off. Charlie Ward. A lot of talking.
Tisdale in there on Larry Johnson now, not letting Larry get his position.
Starks draws the double team, leaving Oakley open. He goes all the way. Beautifully done by John Starks. They sent 2 guys over to guard him, and he just lost them both. And Danny Ainge doesn't like what he is seeing. Meanwhile, the Knicks are playing very, very well. 36-26, and it's split right down the middle. The starters have 18, and the bench, Starks and Buck Williams, they've got 18 too. Last game, the Knicks shot 43% and won by 17 points. How do you do that? Well, you dominate the boards, and the Knicks are doing that here tonight in Phoenix, 19-10, and they've been doing it on the season so far, out-rebounding their opponents by an average of 5 rebounds a game. Meanwhile, the Phoenix Suns, on the average, are being out-rebounded by 3 rebounds a game. So the Knicks, one of the best in that category. The Suns, one of the worst. Charles Oakley tracks down a long rebound, hands it off to Starks, who finds Larry Johnson, saved by Oakley. Oh, Charles Oakley's just everywhere.
Charles is running hard, and with that rebound and pitch out, he kept that momentum going.
5 points, 4 rebounds for Oakley. And a lot of those things you don't see on the stat sheet. Steve Nash looking for an opening, looking for somebody. He goes to Wayman Tisdale, who has just entered the game. Buck Williams grabs it. Knicks are killing Phoenix off the boards. Stark spins nicely. Oakley for Buck Williams. Shoot it, Buck. You haven't been missing. Larry Johnson. And a rebound grab by Manning.
Manning handles the ball well for a big man. Right to the basket.
He gets the nice bounce.
I remember him at Kansas College making plays like that, which made him so impressive as an NBA prospect.
Allan Houston getting set to come back in for the Knicks. Starks. He and Buck Williams have combined to shoot 8 for 9.
Oh, Charlie Ward finding Buck Williams again. Boy, good ball movement by the Knicks is spreading. They're into a flow of looking for each other now, and the patience is finding open teammates.
Make it 9 of 10 for those two here in the first half. 10 on the 24 is Manning. He goes at Oakley. And Oakley will be called for the foul. Houston comes back. He's got 5 points. John, you talked about the ball movement. It really has been something.
Yes, a moment ago, sharing that basketball one side to the other. No rush shots on this play. Behind the back pass inside Charlie Ward. Buck Williams.
Charles Oakley and Larry Johnson leave. Oakley has been outstanding. Meanwhile, Larry Johnson got 2 quick baskets as the game got started, and then came out just about 2.5 minutes into the game, obviously not feeling right about his hamstring. And now he leaves, having been very quiet since. 4 points and 1 rebound in 15 minutes for Larry Johnson, back after missing 5 games. So for the Knicks on the floor, it is Ewing, Houston, Buck Williams, Starks, and Ward.
Well, this 2-time All-Star Danny Manning came back last February 2nd, after nearly 12 months of rehab to repair that torn ACL. And he's had some very good moments this year, although, as you mentioned, Al, he missed the last 2 games.
What's amazing, John, is that he plays without any knee brace of any kind on either leg. Chapman in traffic. If he gets it going, he can really get it going. Former Charlotte Hornet, former Miami Heat.
He's got 30-point potential at any game. He's already had 32 in a game here this year for the Suns.
Ward, stopped by Tisdale, Ewing, and John Williams has no answer for that.
John Williams has got to forget about helping out if Ewing is in the vicinity. He got caught. He didn't succeed in helping out against the drive, and he certainly didn't succeed with Ewing.
Phoenix Suns front line defensively. John Starks hits the floor hard, but he's back up.
I initially thought he was hurt badly. The way he reacted.
He's just mad he didn't complete the block.
Starks going to try and break up that play. John Starks, like Oakley, is fearless physically.
Knicks are playing a very exciting brand of basketball right here. Ewing with the block, but goaltending is called.
I would say that Jeff Van Gundy is delighted, as you say, Al, they're playing very tough physically. They are focused hard on defense as well as offense. They're playing a very complete game thus far. A lot of their success also stems from their unselfishness at this end of the court.
Houston's shot goes off the rim, and it's grabbed by Rex Chapman. Chapman throws the ball out of bounds, but lucky for the Suns, the Knicks get called for a foul as he let it go. Allan Houston is called for the foul, his second, as Larry Johnson will come back into the game in a moment. Danny Manning for John Williams. Jeff Van Gundy tells John Starks to call a timeout, and Starks just wants to get in a little extra shooting practice. Knicks up by 9, 42-33, 4:54 to go in the first half. Starks and Buck Williams shooting 9 for 10, and they've been getting the ball in the right spots to score, too.
Boy, the defense opened up for John Starks. He forced his way to the hoop.
On we go here at the America West Arena, where the Knicks have never won a ball game. 0-4-4. They've lost 6 consecutive years in their one trip here to Phoenix, Arizona. Al Trautwig for Marv Albert, along with John Andres, and it's Buck Williams with the basketball. And illegal defense is called against Phoenix, so those violations are one apiece.
Kevin Johnson is laying off Charlie Ward. He was caught illegal on that play. He's thinking that Charlie's not going to shoot the jumper, and he's trying to help out his teammates where those situations come up.
Ward.
That's the first time Charlie showed Kevin Johnson that jump shot. Now he may have to adjust defensively.
At the other end, it's Rex Chapman, guarded by Allan Houston. Out of bounds, and it will be Phoenix ball. Knicks will take their brand new airplane and fly it back to New York after this game to take on the Bullets on Martin Luther King Day at the Garden. Suns will keep possession here. It's Manning for Chapman on the run. Another rebound for Buck Williams. Buck's got 7 rebounds and 10 points in 10 minutes. At the other end, John Williams.
Very determined drive by Charlie Ward.
Charlie Ward, John, has 8 assists in 12 minutes. With the foul, Danny Manning. Well, the basket won't count.
Manning working out of the corner. Officials felt that the foul took place before the shot.
Knicks not over the limit, so no free throws either, just possession. Kevin Johnson looking alley-oop for Ceballos. Didn't quite turn out to be an alley-oop, but the pass was perfect.
That happens when the defensive man turns his head. Ceballos got in a good position to receive that pass.
Larry Johnson's got his work cut out for him to try and keep up with Cedric Ceballos. Ewing reasserts himself into the Knicks offense.
Interesting that Danny Ainge does not have his team doubling Ewing when he gets the ball down low.
Ewing the first starter to reach double digits. He gets a big rebound there. Ewing's got 10 points and 4 boards. Allan Houston, all net on the 3. He's 3 of 6 for 8 points.
Boy, Allan made a lot of noise. You notice how that net
I love that
snapped
noise.
real loud?
I love that noise. And the Suns are going to slow up the tempo. With the Knicks exploding to a 15-point advantage. Here's Danny Manning. Rejected by Ewing. Ceballos dribbles around Larry Johnson, and Larry's hip got in the way for the foul call. Second foul on Johnson.
Number 1, Cedric Ceballos at the line. 1 plus the penalty for 2 shots.
Ceballos to the line for the Phoenix Suns. One of the local columnists here this week said it'll be great when Jason Kidd is able to give Ceballos the ball, but I think Jason Robards could even give Ceballos the ball and he'd score 20 a game. He also said that Ceballos doesn't play guard, he doesn't play forward, he's not a center, he's not a 1, 2, 3, 4, or a 5. He's a new position called scorer. That's it. That's all they want.
There's a look at those numbers with the Suns over the last couple of games, 3 games, versus with the Lakers. It's a whole different story. The Suns are delighted to have him.
A couple of changes, as you saw, in personnel for the Phoenix Suns as Loren Meyer returns. He's up front with Wesley Person, John Williams, Cedric Ceballos, and Kevin Johnson. Houston lost the ball since he was interfered with, so Phoenix has it. 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. John Williams, a little out of control on the shot. And on the baseline, it will be Phoenix ball. Charlie Ward couldn't get there fast enough. John Starks returns to the game. Starks was awesome. 5 of 5, 12 minutes, 7 rebounds, 10 points. I mean, he, Buck Williams, and Charlie Ward have been outrageous in this first half.
Well, Larry Johnson found out his leg was okay, obviously.
Loren Meyer stopped by Ewing with help from Charles Oakley. Meyer again as he goes glass. He doesn't show a lot of emotion, Loren Meyer, but he stayed with the play and he makes it an 11-point Knick lead.
2 minutes, 2 minutes.
Starks. And now Oakley back for Starks. Starks all the way, drawing the foul. He has had that little delay step really working in the first half. And the Suns had him trapped on the baseline, and he just left the 2 defenders behind him.
Number 3, John Starks at the line.
Coaching staff has been trying to sell John Starks on driving that ball more and more, and he's really doing it tonight.
First free throws by anyone off the bench. In fact, this is only the second Knicks free throw of the entire half. Coming up is the Tri-State Jeep and Eagle halftime report. There's only one Jeep, and it's only at your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer. Mike Crispino's at the MSG Sports Desk, and he'll have all the first half highlights and tell you some of the other things that happened in sports today. by 12. And now 13. John Starks, I think I said 5 for 5 from the floor. He's 4 of 5 from the floor, 2 of 2 from the line, 12 points.
Nice comment by Allan Houston the other day in describing some of his recent success, saying that he's been trying to play more and more like John Starks.
Loren Meyer does it inside. Loren Meyer does it outside. Loren Meyer's got 6 points. And an offensive foul call against New York.
Allan Houston the other day regarding his game in San Antonio. That's what got me going, playing aggressively. And that's what he's trying to do, and he likened it to the play of John Starks.
Meyer draws the foul, and he is energizing the Phoenix Suns. And there's a little bit of the emotion that we haven't seen so far. Well, the Knicks had all the prosperity, everything going their way. They built up the 15-point lead, and then a couple of turnovers, a shaky possession, and Phoenix is back into it. Meyer's second year out of Iowa State. Childs is back into the game. Charlie Ward will stay in, and John Starks will leave. It looks as though John is bothered by something. He's in some sort of pain, and he's going straight to the locker room with Knick assistant Tim Walsh. He got hurt on the play that led to his free throws. At least that's the way it looked to me.
Boy, Meyer's impressive how he shoots the basketball. 6'10", big, strong guy. He's got a nice touch.
Coming up on a minute to go in the first half. Knicks want to regain their flow. They've lost it in the last minute and a half or so. Houston, all the way to the basket. Beautifully. You talk about aggressive.
Oh, Ceballos is much happier at the offensive end. Boy, that play demonstrated it. He couldn't deal with Allan.
The lead back to double digits for Kevin Johnson. 50 seconds to go. Ceballos from way out. Rebound Oakley.
Knicks going to a set play now. Allan Houston looking inside.
Houston again.
That's a nice play, isn't it, Al?
That's an even better sound. That's the sound that Allan Houston wants to hear. He has shot 5 of 8 from the floor.
Boy, did Kevin Johnson get away with something. He elbowed Charlie Ward to the floor with the left elbow as he went to that baseline for the short jump shot.
Number 34,
Charles Oakley is called for the foul, and Chris Childs' head got stepped on by Charles Oakley. It came at the end of the play. It was inadvertent, obviously, and I think we'll see it right here at the end of the play.
Watch the left elbow.
Timeout.
And we've got a timeout. Now watch. As Childs goes down and the play continues. Well after the play, Oakley comes over. Yep. And right there.
Oh. Oh.
He was backing up and didn't know Childs was there. And I would guess that Childs' head then hit the court. And Oakley is not someone that you want to have step on you.
Basically, you just don't want to deal with Charles Oakley in any way physically.
No. So it's Starks in the dressing room and Chris Childs holding his head.
Well, Chris Childs hoping that this headache that he must have goes away quickly. Very sensitive foul.
Holding his jaw.
Oh boy. You know, he looks like he's between rounds of a fight right now.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Take another look at it now. Johnson going up for the shot. Childs is on the floor. Oakley steps back and makes that Childs trip to the floor even worse than it was when he initially fell down. Boy, a most unusual incident to happen on the court. And Chris Childs reflecting the discomfort he is feeling right now from Charles Oakley literally stepping on his head.
So Jeff Van Gundy is trying to hold out this timeout for all he can. Chris Childs in a lot of discomfort. The left side of his face hits the floor. Charlie Ward took an elbow. Starks is in the dressing room.
Ward goes down. Giles goes down, tripped up.
Number 2, Larry
Charles Oakley now has already stepped on
Chris
Childs inadvertently.
Team position, the visitors locker room, please. Team position, the visitors locker room, please.
I could be wrong, but it really looks as though that side of Chris Childs' face is starting to puff up. It looks swollen already. His left cheek,
Number 43,
the upper jaw. Meanwhile, Charlie Ward stays in the game. Childs doesn't want Mike Saunders to even touch it. But as Ward walked out onto the court, he didn't look like he was 100%. So a black and blue conclusion to this first half for the Knicks. Their lead is 11 with 27 seconds to go. Ward looks fine as he negotiates up the floor and is fouled by Kevin Johnson.
Unnecessary foul by Kevin Johnson, but he's so aggressive that he can't contain his energy level sometimes.
Still no word from the Knicks locker room as to what the problem with John Starks was.
Number 3, Rex Chapman, and 1.
It's been an excellent first half for Charlie Ward. Charlie also shooting his foul shots well, 76% from the line this year.
Number 40, mccarty, and 52, Buck Williams return.
Charlie Ward with 4 points and 9 assists. John Starks with 12 points and a rebound. And Buck Williams with 10 points and 7 rebounds. That is a 26-point bench effort by the Knicks. And you can see Chris Childs hasn't shaken off the pain just yet. And you know, the worst part about it was Childs is not looking up behind him, and so his body isn't even tense to prepare for the impact. I mean, it was a total shock to him that his head was being pushed to the court, and so the neck muscles weren't ready to take it, so there was no resistance whatsoever. Johnson with the pass. Meyer is stripped by you-know-who. Oakley. It's McCarty on the shot as the buzzer sounds. So lots to chew on for the New York Knicks, although it doesn't look as though Chris Childs will be chewing on much at halftime. That jaw is really bothering him. The Knicks play a very solid first half. They shoot the ball well, defensively strong. They out-rebound Phoenix, and they lead it 58-45. Our Jeep Eagle halftime report begins in a moment. Knicks lead the Phoenix Suns 58-45. Chris Childs is one of those Knicks tonight who's got to say, oh man, not something else I've got to deal with. But after this play involving Kevin Johnson and Charles Oakley, Childs gets tangled up, hits the floor, and then backing up right there, you see Charles Oakley step on his head. Chris Childs has a mild concussion from that and will not return. Meanwhile, as play begins, we're told that John Starks' x-rays on his ribs, he was feeling discomfort after this play along the baseline. He gets hit over the shoulder by Loren Meyer, then runs into John Williams. The x-rays here at America West Arena, where they do have an x-ray machine, were negative, and he is going to try and play with the pain that he's feeling. Hot Rod Williams starts it off for Phoenix. It's an 11-point Knick lead.
Williams' third field goal in the game. Also had 6 rebounds in the first half.
The Knick bench has been outstanding, and on a night when you have injuries like this, you need your bench to be outstanding. Allan Houston misses his first shot. Charlie Ward guards Kevin Johnson. Ewing on John Williams. And the Knicks are called for illegal defense. Charles Oakley was just hanging out in the middle of the lane, not even close to Loren Meyer, and so it'll be a technical foul. Oakley made no commitment to guard Loren Meyer, and they say you've got to be within reach of at least touching the ball.
Kevin Johnson was really held in check by the Knicks in the first half. He had 5 assists, but 1 out of 3 from the field in 20 minutes. Take a look at our Toyota matchup. Allan Houston, Wesley Person. Houston with an excellent first half. Also 2 out of 4 from 3-point range to help total that 12 points.
Kevin Johnson. John Williams gets hit by Ward after running into Oakley. And it will be Nick Ball. Nick Ball on the scramble.
It looked like Williams, and the fans felt this way, was mugged, stepped on. But the Knicks' hustle resulted in them getting that basketball. They wanted it more.
Knicks are going to run a rub here, in the words of Jeff Van Gundy. Ewing sets a screen, now posts up on Loren Meyer. Charlie Ward takes the shot.
I don't think that was a rub.
I don't think, maybe it'll rub him the wrong way. Johnson on the drive. Oh, it looked like he had a shot, but gave it up to John Williams. Cross court, Johnson again. It's for 2. Ewing up high for the rebound. It's rebound number 5. Knicks out rebounding Phoenix 26-20. Houston for Larry Johnson. Larry Johnson rattles one in, playing on a hamstring that apparently is less than 100%, judging on how he took himself in and out of the game in the first half.
Played 17 minutes though, 2 out of 6 in the field with a rebound.
Made his first 2 shots, missed his next 4. Off another Ewing rebound, it's Allan Houston lofting one, and Johnson was stepping the wrong way. He
wasn't ready to receive. He was running and turning at the same time, and the lead pass just had too much on it from Allan Houston.
Knicks are really spreading it around offensively here tonight in Phoenix. Ceballos runs into Oakley. Ceballos beats Ewing. Ceballos again. 3 for a quarter, and he hits on the 3rd.
One of Ceballos' many skills is his ability to jump quickly 2 and 3 times.
Houston clears out. Ewing with 10 on the 24. Gets the return from Ward. Ewing is hit, and it rolls off. Ewing to the floor, and he's okay, but drawing the 2 free throws, and there have not been very many Knicks free throws tonight. Only 5 free throw attempts compared to 16 for Phoenix.
2 shots.
Ewing's first visit now to the foul line.
John, you mentioned the Knick record when Patrick blocks a sufficient number of shots, as John Starks is apparently in good spirits coming out of the locker room, and the x-rays being negative. I guess that's when he's playing aggressively and blocking shots, he can lead the Knicks to victory, right? I mean, that's what that number says.
They're 9-0 when he has 4 or more blocks in a game, and he had 4 in the first half alone. But sometimes those statistics can be very deceiving. In this case,
Ceballos blows by Larry Johnson, is confronted by Patrick Ewing, and goes to a beautiful 360 reverse with a lot of English on the ball. Larry Johnson at the other end can't follow. Knicks by 10, and Cedric Ceballos leading the Phoenix Suns. He's got 18 points. Loren Meyer stopped by Oakley. Ward attempts to save. It will be Phoenix ball. There's no doubt about the fact that the Knicks have committed their bodies to this game here tonight.
They're playing with that road mentality that Jeff Van Gundy's been calling for. They're playing without distraction. They're playing hard. They're contesting, and they're unselfish at the offensive end.
Fouls on number 21.
On Charlie Ward, and the Suns will have it on the sideline.
On shooting time.
How about this move by Ceballos last time down court? Baseline around Larry Johnson. Ewing's there. How does he make this shot? But he does with his tremendous selection of offensive moves.
John Starks into the game for the Knicks. He, Buck Williams, and Charlie Ward were magical in the first half. Ceballos is doing everything. He's got 20 points. And he makes the score 62-54. The Knicks at one point led by 15. The lead down to 8, and it's a 20-second timeout.
Well, this is the go-to man on the Phoenix Suns, about to show you with any kind of look at the basket. The net snap for Cedric Ceballos. And the guy showed us a moment ago, even in the face of a couple of defenders, how tough he can be.
Monday is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. around this country, and the Bullets and Knicks will play a basketball game. MCS Cannon, including a special salute from players and coaches around the NBA toward Dr. King, will be on Knicks game night and at halftime. Our coverage begins at 12:30 on MSG. Tuesday night marks the sporting debut of S Plus WBIS Channel 31. The Knicks at the Chicago Bulls. Not a bad way to kick things off. Marvin John will be part of the coverage, which kicks off at 7:30 on Tuesday, along with Mike Crispino. As John Starks draws a foul. By the way, for those viewers who do not receive S Plus WBIS, Suffolk County, perhaps on Long Island, you will receive the Knicks Bulls game on MSG2. Check your local cable systems for the channel assignment in your area.
John Starks demonstrated that he got fouled on the shot. The official saying, no, you were pushed before the shot.
Ewing on the clear out. 8 to go in the third. It has been a very solid, in-control game by Patrick Ewing, John. You know, he's been part of this let's spread it around offense tonight, and as the Knicks have gone to him in the ways that they've gone to him, he's always been there for the shot. More contact and another foul.
Larry Johnson almost cleanly blocked the shot attempt by Kevin Johnson. But the foul is created, but Johnson came over quickly to help out. He got up high, too. And Kevin Johnson can get up high. I remember, take another look at his baseline move. Johnson thinks it's a wonderful world till Larry Johnson comes over. Remember a couple of years ago, Al, it was running several highlight shots of NBA games of Kevin Johnson driving in Utah against 7'4" Mark Eaton and dunking over him. It was one of the spectacular plays you can ever see from a guy 6'1" as Kevin Johnson is.
In the game that pushed him over 6,000 career assists recently, Kevin Johnson had 34 points, 16 assists, followed it up with another double-digit assist game, and someone said, when was the last time you had back-to-back games like that? He said, I don't know, I've been hurt for 5 years. He's had so many different injuries over the past few years to deal with. Starks from way out. It's grabbed by Cedric Ceballos. Ceballos doing a little bit of that, too. It's his 5th rebound for Phoenix. Spinning on Johnson, who blocks it. What a block by Larry Johnson. Johnson keeps the ball in Knick possession. Ahead for Starks, who is fouled hard, and with Starks already hurting.
I don't understand Kevin Johnson. My goodness. We had an incident with him a couple of years ago, well documented, but he had no chance of stealing that basketball, and he just ran in front of John Starks.
And John is really hurt. He pointed to his shoulder, and Mike Saunders is over to see what's happening. I mean, Kevin Johnson just had no chance.
Now, toughness is one thing, but let's not be ridiculous. Knicks moving the ball up court. What is this? What was the intention, I wonder? Stealing the ball?
How is it not a flagrant foul?
Talk about low percentage.
Least.
Absolutely, Al. You're 100% on that.
Now, John.
Unfortunately, in a play like that, Starks is the guy that gets hurt.
Mike Saunders is adjusting John's upper body by pulling on his arm. He's still in a tremendous amount of pain. He can't take the free throws, which are coming. He'd have to leave, obviously. Listen to the contact here as it happened a moment ago. I mean, that is unbelievable. And Starks is going to be helped off the floor. X-rays in the first half for ribs. And now, who knows to which room he'll head.
John Starks had nothing to do with getting hurt on that play. He was playing basketball, and Kevin Johnson decided to play football. And the question is, why wasn't that a flagrant? I agree.
Let's go back, March of '93. If you're a Knicks fan, you know that Kevin Johnson plays this way, and the Knicks know it too. 2.5 seconds to go, March of '93. Kevin Johnson just rolls over Doc Rivers.
Doc had an answer, though.
Yes, he did, and so did the Knicks.
A very, very unfortunate incident. And my goodness, you know, in some ways we could have seen a repeat here with that play that Johnson, again, there's Greg Anthony, unfortunately becoming involved in that incident.
He's had such a fine career. He's a very, very tough competitor. And you say that about so many players in this league. Why does it have to get to that point? So Starks is gone. We await an update from the Knicks locker room again. 7 minutes to go as Oakley bangs it on Loren Meyer. It's grabbed by Larry Johnson on the save. Scotty Brooks has come into the game.
Yeah, unfortunately, when a play like that happens, if you're a member of the Knicks, your instant reaction is, I want to hit somebody. Hopefully that will not happen.
Johnson looks for Williams.
Great block by Ewing once again on Meyer.
Ewing came away wincing. It looked as though he might have hurt his hand, but he shows no effect of that right now. Larry Johnson. John Williams grabs it. It is 64 for the Knicks, 56 for the Suns. 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Johnson guarded by Scotty Brooks. They know each other well. Brooks spent a lot of time in the Western Conference with Houston. Ceballos stopped by the rim. Another stop.
One thing, the Knicks aren't going to allow much under the basket now, I feel, Al, based on what we're seeing. I'll tell you, if anything further happens physically out here, Kevin Johnson's the reason why.
Danny Ainge really gets a mouthful from referee Joey Crawford. He came out and said he almost took his head off about what the Knicks did under the basket to Ceballos. Crawford told him really angrily, sit down. Well, Ainge just sort of enjoys it all.
Just look at number 7, Danny, on your team.
Ceballos hits the free throw. Danny Manning enters the game. So does John Wallace. And it's getting very, very physical. Oakley's been physical all game. The Knicks have watched Ceballos do all sorts of wild stuff for 21 points. And they really tried to prevent him from getting that hoop that led to these free throws. Suns within 6. The Knicks led by as many as 15 points. And now the fans get involved. And John Wallace, in this charged up atmosphere, wasn't quite sure. Called for traveling.
It's going with a strong front line now with Ewing, Oakley, and 6'9" John Wallace.
Wallace has a difficult job of trying to guard Ceballos. The traffic is Johnson. Williams to the corner for Person. It's a 2, and it's a 4-point Knick lead.
Jeff Van Gundy calling for Charlie Ward now to get back in the game.
The offensive flow that the Knicks had in the first half, not evident right now. Ewing with an air ball. Kevin Johnson fouled as he drives to the basket. There'll be some Suns free throws now. Brooks will leave as he plays just 2 minutes. Charlie Ward returns.
Johnson again using that left hand to get around Brooks, and Ewing comes over to settle things down.
Johnson 9 for 9 from the free throw line. The Suns as a team 18 of 20. Good jinx job by me, don't you think, John?
It always seems to happen.
It's unbelievable.
You point out the fine shooting at the foul line of a player that he misses 1 of 2 anyway.
So we've got a good one here in Phoenix. Lots of emotion. You wonder how costly it'll be for the Knicks in terms of injuries. Wallace, finger roll. Ewing up big. Bodies everywhere. Oakley was mixing it up. Wallace, Ewing. It's a loose ball foul against the Phoenix Suns. Cedric Ceballos has called for it. His third. And the Knicks get a fresh 24 with an even 5 minutes to go. Ewing guarded by Oakley guarded by Ceballos. Williams on Ewing.
Ewing now drawing a double team, gives it up to Charlie Ward. Back inside beautifully to John Wallace. Oh, good look by Charlie Ward, who has been, I would say, spectacular with his passing tonight.
I agree, John. He's got double-digit assists now. He's up to 10 with 5 points. The Knicks bench really coming to the rescue here tonight in Phoenix so far. Person lost Allan Houston on the screen and the backdoor pass. Boy, Pete Carrill love to see something like that.
Beautifully done.
Suns have outscored the Knicks by 10 in the third. Knicks by 3. The 15-point lead they had was in the first half. Ewing up strong. It's Danny Manning to Ceballos. He's a fabulous finisher on the break. And he runs into a cameraman under the court, and instead of kicking him, he helps him up.
And everybody picks it up in the audience. A little showboat move by Ceballos. Actually, he was very unhappy about that foul. Comes over, though, and shakes hands with Allan Houston, who fouls him. Fouled him pretty hard, too. Danny Manning with a nice handoff.
2 shots.
And Ceballos makes friends there under the basket.
And everyone in the arena knew exactly what was happening at that moment.
Yes. Showboat move by Ceballos. Of course, with the unfortunate incident involving Dennis Rodman in many people's minds. The photographer didn't want to get up. Shook off Ceballos. He's happy on the floor.
Now, the Rodman suspension of 11 games is going to cost him more than $1 million. Fans into it here at America West. Under 4 to go. Oakley up strong. Charles Oakley settles the Knicks down for at least 1 possession. He's got 7 points, 6 rebounds, and it just seems like he's done so much more than those numbers.
That was a good instinctive move by Oakley, putting himself in position to do that.
Oakley on Manning, and met by Wallace. Ceballos gets Wallace in the air. Down Williams, grabbed by Ceballos.
How does Ceballos go unnoticed under the basket like that, though, with all the Knicks big men there?
He really took John Wallace out of the play when Wallace bought the pump fake and went flying through the air away from the basket. Now Wallace guarded by Ceballos. The alley-oop intended for Houston. Wesley Person. He's heating up. Not a factor in the first half, but 2 big long-range bombs by Wesley Person have given Phoenix the lead. Timeout. They're rocking in the desert here at America West. The Suns down 15 are back to take the lead. Meanwhile, Wednesday, Dennis Rodman gets involved underneath the basket in Minnesota. You've probably seen it by now. He kicks the cameraman that had nothing to do with him falling down. The cameraman winds up being taken off the court on a stretcher. Moments ago, that's how not to do it. This is how to do it. Cedric Ceballos gets involved and helps the cameraman up. And then after hearing it from the crowd, gets a few 5s in as well. Meanwhile, this game has picked up emotionally, very physical, aggressive. The Suns are getting some big shots, and Cedric Ceballos is leading them offensively. Ewing, rejected by Danny Manning. Knicks are coming apart offensively.
5 seconds to go in the shot clock.
Ewing with 3. Oh, big shot. Quiets the crowd down. It's a 2 and gets the Knicks a little breathing room.
Big shot by Ewing.
It's tough to think of a big shot in the third quarter, but with the momentum that was growing for the home team.
Exactly, Al.
It was a big shot. Johnson spinning, getting free. Underneath Ewing, who tried to help out Charlie Ward.
Tremendous move by Kevin Johnson.
Johnson's got 14 points, 10 of them from the free throw line.
Second field goal only for him. Charlie Ward in response.
That's a 3-pointer for Charlie Ward.
Charlie has been major in this game.
Meanwhile, if you can believe it, John Starks is getting x-rays for the 2nd time tonight. This time it'll be for a collarbone injury. Wesley Person got free. He lost Allan Houston. Those are two backdoor passes by the Phoenix Suns, and a play you don't see that often in the NBA. The old Princeton backdoor. Houston quick release. Rebound by Ceballos. Danny Manning.
Suns love the up-tempo game.
Manning out of control. But tips it up.
And in control.
You got it. The Suns are getting some inspired play now. Manning with 7 off the bench. The Knicks have gone cold in this third quarter. Ewing, what a move. Buck Williams with the save.
What a move by Buck Williams.
Charlie Ward for 3. Ewing follows. And Ewing draws the foul. Ewing's got that fierce look about him. First foul on Danny Manning. Rex Chapman returns. Wesley Person leaves. Interesting substitution. Person was really getting hot with those 2 long-range shots, and Ainge takes him out of the game.
I guess he wants to get a guy in the game who's good at missing long-range jump shots. That's what Chapman does very well. However, if Chapman gets hot, which is a chance, well, he can be murdered too.
The thing with Chapman is the shot selection.
Yes.
It's one of the reasons he has a tough time getting hot. And here's Rex with the ball. Looking to dump it in for Kevin Johnson as the Suns clear it out. And we've got an offensive foul on the Suns.
Offensive foul on 15, Danny Manning.
Danny Manning is called, setting an illegal screen, and he's got something to say about it. It was Manning and Oakley that got together. Either way, Nick Ball with 38 seconds to go in the third quarter. And now, a whistle against the Knicks. Buck Williams. These are fouls that get called when things get really physical and tight, and they're going through screens, and they're grabbing, and they're pushing. Kevin Johnson screamed out for the foul, and he got it. 3 shots. It was beyond the line. 3 free throws upcoming from Kevin Johnson.
And he is an excellent foul shooter. Charlie Ward fighting over the pick, doing his best to get his hand on that ball. Johnson plays official as well and making sure the officials saw the call, which they did.
Now the Knicks have a major, major problem. Charlie Ward has 5 fouls. Chris Childs has a mild concussion, and John Starks is in the x-ray room having his collarbone taken care of. It's a lot to ask of Scotty Brooks to come in and save a situation like this.
Number 1, Cedric Ceballos.
Ceballos leaves. He'll get a little bit of a breather, and Scotty Brooks is going to get the call from Jeff Van Gundy.
Well, Jeff Van Gundy has to hope that his superior big man, Ewing, can take over in the fourth quarter, because there is no one here to deal with him adequately.
Number 4, Ceballos returns to the Knicks lineup.
Ceballos leaves with 7 rebounds and 12 points in the third quarter alone. How's that for a quarter? 7 boards and 12 points. Meanwhile, Charlie Ward leaves with 8 points and 11 assists. Ceballos has 26 total in the game with 9 rebounds. So Scotty Brooks will have a lot of pressure on him now in these next few minutes, guarding Kevin Johnson. Under a half a minute to go in the third quarter. The Suns lead it by 4. It's been a 19-point turnaround since the second quarter. Illegal defense on Phoenix. The Knicks will get a technical free throw. Danny Ainge has his own little seat away from the bench so he can stay close to the action.
Number 20, Allan Houston at the line.
Put a heart on the sleeve, put it all on the line basketball player he was.
14 years, 2 championships with the Celtics, and he was to the finals, the NBA championships, 5 years in all in his career.
Great sense of humor, a lot of grit.
And a member of one of the greatest teams in NBA history with Dennis Johnson in the backcourt with Bird and McHale and Parrish.
The 86 Boston Celtics. Final seconds of the third quarter. Chapman called on the foul. Suns over the limit. Knicks will shoot. That's a tough foul with only 6.8 to go.
Houston at the line, 1 plus the penalty for 2 shots.
2 shots for Allan Houston, who's 5 of 11 from the floor. This is only his second free throw of the game. Walter McCarty getting the call here from Jeff Van Gundy. Walter made a very brief appearance for a minute in the first half, and does the same thing here with 6.8 to go.
Talking to
give Patrick Ewing a breather.
Excuse me, I was talking to Danny Ainge before the game, and he asked me a lot of questions about McCarty. How's he doing? Apparently Phoenix gave him a long look, and he said that they sounded like they studied his every move and meal, the way he was kind of envious of McCarty.
So it's Houston with a chance to bring the Knicks within 1, and he does the job. KJ all the way. Oh, the Knicks can't let that happen. And that's how the third quarter ends. Kevin Johnson went from one coast to the other. It looked like UCLA Michigan a couple of years ago in the tournament. 81-78 after 3.
Time now for our Coke Classic play. There's the star, Cedric Ceballos. We'll go back to 1992 All-Star Weekend, the slam dunk contest, and the man shows up with a blindfold on. How did he do it? It was in Orlando. He goes the full length of the court. He's got a blindfold on. It wasn't a spectacular dunk, but the theater blew everybody away. All those NBA All-Stars thought they had never seen such a thing. But I had that blindfold on several days later. He could see the floor, and that's what told him where he was, Al.
He saw the Knicks being outscored in this third quarter. Patrick Ewing just beats the 24-second clock. Rex Chapman up the floor. Scotty Brooks pokes it away. Houston comes up with it. Beautiful steal by Scotty Brooks. Houston behind the back, creating and hitting. Very impressive sequence for the Knicks for a variety of reasons. Scotty Brooks, with the injuries to the Knicks point guards and the foul trouble of Charlie Ward, called on for major moments here.
Brooks is a tough player.
Johnson tries to take advantage.
He made a big reputation for himself as a member of the Houston Rockets, and it was times when he excelled in the fourth quarter that really drew a lot of attention when he was a member of the Rockets.
Knicks cleared out for Buck Williams, stopped by Danny Manning. Manning and Buck Williams come together again. They've been very, very muscle-bound with each other.
Buck Williams is really unhappy about that last steal by Manning, a reach around. He stole the ball from Buck Williams with that move. Going to look at it now.
Wesley Johnson.
That is 3 times that the Phoenix Suns in the second half have worked a screen to free up Wesley Person for the back door. For some reason, Allan Houston is having a tough time working through that play. Suns by 1.
Double team to Larry Johnson.
Johnson's pass was blocked and stolen. Johnson, Person, he's been hot. John Williams grabs the rebound. Chapman.
He's very good at that. Long-range jump shooting. Long rebounds.
10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Larry Johnson from Scotty Brooks. Tip save. Ewing runs into Danny Manning. And the Knicks will benefit getting the foul call.
Fouls on number 13, Danny Manning.
So Patrick Ewing will go to the line. Again, the injuries. Charles Oakley, after a play and Chris Childs was laying on the floor, steps on his head, and Childs is out of the game with a mild concussion. John Starks gets a rib injury, x-rays negative in the first half, gets a collarbone injury, x-rays currently being done here in Phoenix in the second. So the free throw discrepancy for the Knicks and the Suns here tonight. Cedric Ceballos returns. He had a rest of about 5 minutes.
Yes, the free throw discrepancy is now a +14. It'll be a +13 more foul shot attempts for Phoenix. Both teams shooting the ball very well from the line.
may have heard Buck Williams really going at it verbally with Joey Crawford, the referee, and Danny Manning. He's had a lot to say in the past couple of minutes. Williams gets back defensively to guard Manning. Brooks on Johnson. Larry Johnson on Cedric Ceballos. Allan Houston on Wesley Person. Ewing on John Williams. Steal by Brooks. That's two defensive plays in this fourth quarter that have been outstanding for Scotty Brooks.
He didn't allow himself to be muscled, but the Knicks give it right back.
Over the shoulder of Ewing. Kevin Johnson leans in. Person.
What is with Allan Houston in person?
Wesley Person has soared up to 17 points. 13 of those 17 here in the second half. See if Houston's got a response.
He has to be careful, though, that he doesn't make it an individual battle. And he does, and succeeds.
Allan Houston gets it right back. He's got 19, 7 of 14 in the game. Knicks and Suns tied at 85. Manning fakes left, goes between his legs. What a move by someone so big. Brooks for Houston, guarded by Person again. Now Buck Williams and Danny Manning. We've got all sorts of rivalries on the floor. Buck and Danny are really getting into something physical.
Well, Manning, I think Al is responding to Buck Williams. You don't think of Manning as a physical player, but matched up with Buck Williams, he brings it out of you because he is so tough.
Loren Meyer, who starts up front for Phoenix off the bench and back into the game.
Ainge feels that Buck Williams needs a bigger body on him. He gets Meyer in there.
Houston on the switch. Ewing is open. It's a good opportunity to get Ewing the ball because on the switch he had a mismatch in his favor.
You know, the Knicks only have 10 turnovers in the game, as do the Suns.
Ceballos for Kevin Johnson. Strong kind of move along the baseline.
Well, he makes himself a low post threat, and he comes through with a very fine move on Scott Brooks.
Larry Johnson. Brooks and now Ewing from way out. Well, Patrick Ewing's jump shot has been on target here tonight. 9 of 17 from the floor. 10 rebounds, 23 points. He and Cedric Ceballos respectively lead their teams. And now the Suns. Ball on Kevin Johnson again. John Williams is open, so is Ceballos. That's a three. He was way too wide open on the perimeter.
Larry Johnson can't leave him alone to help. You can't help out with Ceballos as a threat.
Phoenix gives the Knicks everything they can handle here in the second half. Ewing on Williams, goes to the 1-foot fall away and gets a friendly bounce. The Suns at 13 and 25, dead last in the Pacific Division, but energized after this recent trade with the LA Lakers that has brought Cedric Ceballos back to the team that drafted him. It's Kevin Johnson again, whips it for Loren Meyer, who draws the foul. 6:52 to go as the Knicks look for their first ever win in this building. They've got their work cut out for them. Back in a moment.
Remember, when you're having good times with good friends, to drink responsibly because friends know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Budweiser.
The word is in on John Starks. X-rays on his collarbone were negative, but he was still complaining of neck pain after being rocked unfairly by Kevin Johnson on that play. John Starks is now on his way to the Barrow Neurological Center here in Phoenix, Arizona, to try and find out what that neck pain is all about. And he recoiled immediately, clenching his fist in pain here in the second half.
Since mid-second quarter, the Suns have out-rebounded the Knicks 26-16.
Chris Childs, with his mild concussion, has made his way back to the Knick bench, and he doesn't look very good. He looks Very, very tentative with every step. And again, he got inadvertently stepped on. His head was stepped on by Charles Oakley. What a weird one it's been here in Phoenix tonight on the final game of a 3-game Southwestern trip for the Knicks.
When Ewing puts the ball on the floor, the double team comes. Now it comes before he does.
Larry Johnson. The shots have not been falling for Larry Johnson. He's 3 for 10.
Knicks have to move more crisply on offense.
Johnson keeps it alive. Who's it off of? And they still have not made a call. There should have been a technical foul on Loren Meyer. He jumped in front of one of the officials over on the far side, right in his face, and really showed him up. Nick ball. Loren Meyer got lucky. 6:15 to go. Charlie Ward back in with his 5 personal fouls. Allan Houston from way out. Loren Meyer grabs the rebound. Knicks down by 3.
Got to be some flow in the offense.
There was a time in the first half when it was a beautiful thing to watch, the Knick offense. And the injuries, the distraction, and the Suns turned it up, the emotion, the energy. 2 on the 24. Wesley Person at the 3. Charlie Ward grabs the rebound. Allan Houston, that's a 3. Almost got his own rebound. Wesley Person saves it. Suns with the ball, 5.5 to go. Kevin Johnson is fouled on the drive. So much energy from the fans, from the players.
I'm surprised, Al. Nice save of the basketball here. Kind of surprised that none of the Knicks have treated Kevin Johnson a little more roughly.
Tell you what, if it was a hockey game, he would have been
Well,
taken care of.
He's been driving to that ball to the basket, you know, in his courageous way. I think he's very lucky the way he plays that no one has decked him.
Allan Houston with his 4th personal foul. Loren Meyer, his surprising acquisition from the Dallas Mavericks, the throw-in. He's got 12 points in 27 minutes. And he's been a force inside, a real presence with his bulk. Nice look by Ward, but Ewing couldn't handle it. Off his fingertips. Here comes Kevin Johnson again. He's on the baseline as he got his own rebound. Again, Kevin Johnson just challenges the Knicks to do something about his probes down the lane.
And he has not been discouraged from continuing to do it. He's a great competitor, I have to say that, boy.
It's Buck Williams. And a foul. Buck Williams' game has been something of note. 10 points, 9 rebounds.
2 shots.
But the bulk of those numbers were compiled in that first half when he and John Starks took over the game. So now with 4:42 to go.
Buck showing his veteran ways about him, relaxing, looking at that rim, taking his time, following through. You notice when he executes the shot, he doesn't fall back as many players do on the release. He stays with the shot. Very important to good foul shooting.
So the count is Phoenix 94 and the New York Knicks 90. The Knicks are being out-rebounded, which at one point it was 20-10 New York, so that's shocking. Loren Meyer bangs in on Buck Williams, who reaches around, slaps at the ball, and is called for the foul.
Meyer's impressive. I can't believe how the Dallas Mavericks, because you don't know the circumstances of the deal, I realize, but Mavericks were hungering for good big man play. Let him go in the trade recently involving Jason Kidd. But again, I don't know the circumstances of the finances, but he looks like a terrific addition.
Ceballos gets rid of Oakley. Ewing comes in to reject him. Lots of pushing, shoving, pulling, and tugging coming up on 4 minutes to go. Allan Houston. And they say he traveled.
Allan Houston is in a bad spell now. Pumped up a couple of long jumpers, trying to shoot the Knicks back in, which he's missed, and now the turnover.
And the turnovers are rising, John. The Knicks are up to 15.
He's got to think defense now with Person.
Johnson spins, lays it up for Loren Meyer. What a play! Looks like they've been together for 10 years to get a play going like that.
His first in the penalty.
Meyer showing good instinct to pick any rolls to the basket. He just does what he's supposed to do, and he's 6'10". There's a lot of Person there.
2 shots.
Meyer's got 12 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists.
Number 15, Manning.
Joey Crawford scared Meyer the way he ran over to get that ball. So Manning could check in.
Hey, Joey, relax.
God. He's a man with a sense of humor. Although many players, I think most players would disagree. But Joey Crawford, a very tough, strong official.
Loren Meyer's got 6 points in this 4th quarter. The Knicks need someone to get their offense going.
Suns are playing very aggressive. They're contesting on defense, handling their own one-on-one responsibility well.
Ewing posted up, but he posted up way too far outside. So he has to shoot from 18 or 19 feet. Charlie Ward settles in on Johnson. Crossover. Williams. There's the play the Knicks have needed. Back the other way. And the Knicks do the turnaround. Oakley. Good look for Buck Williams. He seemed reluctant. Houston. Johnson again surrounded by Knicks. Heaves it up. There's Loren Meyer again. Again. And a foul.
Well, we're looking at an emerging hero here in Phoenix. Kevin Johnson getting inside, missing the shot. Meyer with the rebound. Another rebound. Gets fouled, falls down. Watch this for a guy 6'10". Look at this. Talk about athleticism.
We're trying to find out if there's a timeout coming, and there is. Finally get this thing settled. We've got a timeout on the floor. The Suns are charged. The atmosphere is electric here. Allan Houston getting called for his 5th personal foul. Timeout.
That's the pregame at 7:30. Game time will be at 8 o'clock in Chicago.
John, will you be any different on S+?
It's a big secret, Al. I can't reveal it.
All right, so the S+ Johnny Hoops debut Tuesday night. Meanwhile, the Suns are playing like they really care, and it's easy to see their inspiration. Their record is what it is, and the Knicks come in with one of the glossier records in the NBA at 27-10. Charlie Ward takes Kevin Johnson away defensively. The Knicks just can't hit a shot, but they can still hustle, and there's Oakley. Knicks could really use Allan Houston to put something together. Oakley throws the ball to Danny Manning. 97-90.
Got to credit the Suns defense. They have lifted it up big time to take over this game.
Buck Williams guarding John Williams way out.
2 minutes.
Charlie Ward right up in Kevin Johnson's face. Got a chance to block it. Knicks down 7, 1:50 to go. They go to a Ewing post-up, spins away, gets free, draws the foul. It'll be a block. And Patrick Ewing will go to the line for 2. Danny Manning hits the floor.
Foul number 15, Danny Manning. He's
5th foul on Danny Manning.
the last 2 minutes.
Ewing with possession. Showing that he wants the ball, getting it from Allan Houston. Knicks have to be perfect now the rest of the way. They've got to move that ball crisply on offense and take that aggressive defense of the Suns away. Big foul shooting by Ewing.
Perfect on that trip at least. 97-92. The Knicks are down 5. The Phoenix Suns call timeout. We'll be back in a moment at America West Arena. There are cheeseheads up north, and I guess you'd have to call these sunheads down south. It hasn't exactly become a fad, but it works for those guys. Their home team is up by 5. The Knicks led at one point in the first half by 15. The Phoenix led by Kevin Johnson, Cedric Ceballos, Wesley Person, and they throw it out of bounds. Knicks without a field goal in the last 3:40 plus.
Danny Manning thought a teammate was on his wavelength, and wasn't the case as he threw it away.
It is the wrong time in the NBA to have a drought. Last 6 minutes of the fourth quarter. Ewing, guarded by John Williams, who has really done an exceptional job on Patrick Ewing here tonight.
Ewing has not been able to get close to the basket.
And still, Patrick Ewing has 27 points, 11 rebounds.
Well, the Knicks' outside game has disappeared in the second half, Al. Just no perimeter game.
Ceballos drives on Oakley, spins, stops, shoots. Oh, what a shot! Everyone in the building thought he was going to keep going to his left.
Special talent.
At that point in the game to hit that shot, Ceballos makes it a 7-point Phoenix lead. Ward lays it off to Buck Williams, who was fouled with 40.3 seconds to go.
See, the Suns are not allowing the Knicks anything around the basket. They're very aggressive. They've lifted up their efforts. It's Ceballos. He stopped baseline. Amazing spinning move. And in control of the shot all the way.
Completely surrounded by the Knicks. He has 31 points to lead all scorers, 9 rebounds. Wesley Person called for the foul. He has 17 points, 15 for Loren Meyer, 21 for Kevin Johnson.
You know, Al, as you see Ceballos tonight, you can see how he didn't really mesh with Shaquille O'Neal. Because so much of his work is done around the basket, which is Shaquille territory.
Right.
Here they don't have a big scoring front line man, so he can do what he wants.
Ewing with the follow and the foul. It's a big opportunity for the Knicks to possibly get a 3-point play out of it, but the fact that they get the putback and a couple of more free throws is as a result of their hustle. 37.8 to go. I mentioned that Wesley Person had the foul on the last play. Obviously not, as you saw. Danny Manning had fouled out. Walter McCarty is in the game for the Knicks. And Patrick Ewing misses the free throw.
Ewing is 7 of 9 from the line tonight.
So it's a 50% trip. It's a 5-point game. Phoenix survives the Knick pressure. Person fouled by Buck Williams. And that'll be 5 on Buck Williams. Wesley Person's only had 2 free throws here tonight, made 1.
Number 11, Wesley Person at the line, 1 plus the penalty for 2 shots.
Loren Meyer getting set to check back in. Knicks trying to avoid their 5th consecutive loss here at America West Arena. Loren Meyer in.
The last time the Knicks won here 7 years ago in Phoenix, Ewing had 41.
That was back at the Veterans Coliseum, where they also lost the last 2 games. Allan Houston. Person sails by. Allan Houston off. Buck Williams can't get the rebound. And a foul in the backcourt. That could just about have done it.
All the fine touch left Allan Houston's hand in the second half. Now 7 for 18 from the field. Chris Childs banged up tonight. John Starks banged up tonight. Both of those players severely missed.
Allan Houston 2 for 10 in the second half. Wesley Person's free throw makes it 102-94. It all happened when the Knicks built that big lead. Phoenix just changed up. They got their defense in order, and they committed themselves. Charlie Ward splits through. Ceballos, and now we're in the foul game with 12.6 to go.
Ewing and Ceballos with an exchange there, but both with very big smiles.
Buck Williams fouls out. Patrick Ewing said, hey, wait a minute, I'm the one who grabbed him. The officials didn't see it that way, so Buck Williams leads. 12 points, 9 rebounds for Buck.
Tremendous game for Buck Williams.
John Wallace is the one who gets the call from Jeff Van Gundy. Ewing grabs the rebound for Charlie Ward. 10 to go. And Charlie Ward is fouled from beyond the three-point line. Or was it? Oh no, they're going to say it was a 2. Charlie Ward must have just been inside the line. One of the stories in this game is the Knicks bench, which had 27 points in the first half. Buck Williams and John Starks, a large part of that. The bench only gave the Knicks 9 points in the second half. 104-97 with 5.4 seconds to go. Knicks going for the rebound, and Ward's got it. Charlie Ward did that on purpose, and it worked. Charlie's going to turn this into a three-point play if it kills him. So he goes 1 for 2. Now, John, he could just keep this going.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, if he's so good at it, just do it again now. Misses one on purpose. And he's only got to do it 5 more times.
He can make this a 5-point game now.
He didn't do it that time. John Williams has it. Loren Meyer, and that's it. Foul was called at the buzzer, and Joey Crawford is going to want these free throws shot. The game is not over. Jeff Van Gundy is leaving, but the game is not over. Loren Meyer is going to shoot some free throws, and Joey Crawford and the other officials are calling the Knicks back onto the floor. They're going to put 0.2 of a second out there, but it's not going to matter as far as the game is concerned, other than the point differential. The Knicks have 3 players on the floor, 4 players, and if they can fill the lane, they'll let it go. The Knicks bench in the background is totally empty. Jeff Van Gundy is gone. You see Brendan Malone and Don Chaney have remained. Chris Childs in the yellow suit that's impossible to miss. And that'll do it. For the 5th consecutive time at America West, and for the 7th consecutive time in the city of Phoenix, the Knicks have been unable to find a way to win. And they lose a lot tonight. Chris Childs for who knows how long, and John Starks with the same who knows how long. The Suns 105, the Knicks 98, as that man, Cedric Ceballos, puts a couple of shots on the highlight reel. 32 points for him, 9 rebounds. Wesley Person had 21, so did Kevin Johnson with his 21. The final, Phoenix 105 and the New York Knicks 98. Our post-game coverage begins in a moment.